Pot of fragrant stew so rich that even the curtains seemed to lean in for a sniff. Dudukwi danced between the counter and the oven, wielding a wooden spoon like a conductor's baton. Imor was busy at the chopping board, sending perfect slices of carrots and peppers into the air with a flourish, while Jock kept sneaking little tastes, only to get caught and scolded with mock sternness. "Hey, save some for the rest of us." Chaba laughed, handing Jock a piece of warm bread anyway. Dudukwi sprinkled herbs into the stew, the fresh scent of basil and thyme filling the room. They worked in a happy rhythm, passing spices, telling stories, and breaking into spontaneous song. Every dish was a masterpiece in the making, a golden roast shimmering in the oven, a colorful salad bursting with freshness, and the slow-cooked stew bubbling like a promise of warmth. By the time the table was set, it wasn't just dinner, it was a celebration of friendship, flavor, and the kind of joy you could taste with every bite. The evening began with a burst of laughter before the first onion was even peeled. Chaba, wearing an apron that said "Queen of the Kitchen" in faded gold letters, clutched a wooden spoon like a royal scepter. Dudukwi was already swaying to the beat of the radio, humming an old tune as he set a basket of vegetables on the counter. "Tonight," Dudukwi declared, "we are not just making dinner, we are making history." Imor raised an eyebrow. "History that smells like garlic, I hope." "Garlic, joy, and just a little bit of chaos," Jock added, already sneaking a grape tomato from the bowl. The kitchen quickly became a stage. Chaba chopped onions with the precision of a surgeon, though she kept having to pause to wipe tears from her eyes, half from the onions, half from the ridiculous jokes Dudukwi was telling. Imor, ever the perfectionist, arranged sliced peppers into neat rainbow-colored piles, while Jock decided the cheese platter needed sampling, for safety reasons. The stew was the crown jewel. Chaba stirred it slowly, letting the rich aroma of cumin and paprika fill every corner of the room. Dudukwi, pretending to be a food critic, would lean over and sniff dramatically before nodding like a man who had just tasted heaven. But the real magic happened when they started layering flavors together. Imor's bright citrus dressing drizzled over roasted vegetables, Jock's crusty bread pulled hot from the oven, Dudukwi's spicy glaze sizzling on the roast, and Chaba's stew bubbling like a song. They moved in harmony, passing utensils, sharing sips of wine, and stealing bites off each other's plates. Someone would tell a story, someone else would burst into song, and the whole room would roar with laughter. At one point, Dudukwi tried to teach everyone a little kitchen dance. Half salsa, half "don't drop the soup," and it became impossible to stir without. Hadzabe music, the ancient soundtrack of survival, spirit, and community. The Hadzabe people of northern Tanzania are one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer tribes in the world. Living near Lake Eyasi, they maintain a way of life that has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years. Central to their cultural identity and community life is music, a powerful, expressive tradition that brings the tribe together and connects them with nature, their ancestors, and each other. The role of music in Hadzabe life. For the Hadzabe, music is not a separate art form, it's woven into daily life. Unlike modern societies where music may be confined to concerts, recordings, or entertainment venues, Hadzabe music is functional, spiritual, and communal. It is not performed in the conventional sense, it is experienced and lived, often spontaneously. Music is used for celebration, after a successful hunt or community gathering. Storytelling. Passing down tribal stories, myths, and history through song. Rituals and ceremonies, including rites of passage, healing dances, initiation, and weddings. Bonding and play, around the campfire in the evening, singing, clapping, and dancing. Spiritual connection, songs are often directed toward spirits of the forest, ancestors, or used in rainmaking rituals. Instruments, rhythm from the earth. Most Hadzabe music is vocal and percussive, made using the body and natural instruments. Instruments are few but deeply symbolic and effective. Drums, often crafted from hollow logs and animal skins. used for rhythm in group dances and ceremonies. Gourds and shakers, filled with seeds or pebbles to create percussive textures. Hand clapping and body stomping, a fundamental part of rhythm making, often performed by everyone present. Wooden flutes and bows, rare but used occasionally for melodic lines, sometimes mimicking bird calls or forest sounds. Despite the simplicity of tools, the music is rich, layered, and emotionally resonant, creating an immersive experience that resonates through the open. Music is oral tradition and education. In the absence of written language or recorded archives, music is the Hadzabe's living memory. Songs serve as oral textbooks, teaching how the track animals, what plants are edible and medicinal, tribal history and legends, behavioral codes and social expectations. Children learn by watching and participating, absorbing rhythm, language, and cultural meaning from a young age. This ensures that traditional knowledge is passed from one generation to the next in an engaging and unforgettable way. Dance, the movement of spirit and joy. Hadzabe music is almost always accompanied by dance. It is not choreographed, but rather intuitive, flowing with the rhythm of the drums and the song. Dance reinforces unity. Everyone joins in, elders, women, children. Energy release. After a long hunt or ceremony. Spiritual engagement, used in trance and healing rituals. The atmosphere during. Dental click, similar to tisk-tisk, disapproval sound. Lateral click, like urging a horse to move, tisk-tsk, but more scientific. Alveolar click, a sharp pump made with the tongue against the roof of the mouth. Palatal click, these clicks are fully integrated into words and names, not added for emphasis. That means a name like Ghana or Zoni includes click consonants as essential building blocks, just as English names have vowels and consonants. A linguistic mystery. The Hadza language is one of the most enigmatic and isolated on Earth. It's classified as a language isolate, which means it has no confirmed relation to any other language family. Though it shares the use of click sounds with Khoisan languages, mainly found in southern Africa, linguistic studies have shown that Hadza developed its click-based system independently. This has fascinated researchers and anthropologists for decades. The fact that the Hadzabe language has survived millennia without writing, and that it's only spoken by around 1,200 to 1,500 people, makes it a living linguistic fossil, a window into early human culture. Names with clicks, identity through sound. In Hadza culture, names are deeply tied to identity, environment, and ancestry. Many Hadzabe names are impossible to write accurately in the Roman alphabet because of these clicks, which means their true pronunciation can only be learned by hearing and mimicking it from native speakers. For example, a man's name might be Huda, with an alveolar click at the beginning. A woman's name might be Noma, starting with a lateral click. These are not nicknames or special terms. They are formal, everyday names used in introductions, storytelling, and ceremonies. To a Hadza person, these sounds are second nature, but for outsiders, they require careful listening, practice, and respect. Mispronouncing a click in a name can change its meaning entirely, or make it incomprehensible. Why it matters. Preserving the Hadzabe language and its clicking names is not just a matter of academic interest. It's a vital part of protecting indigenous identity, cultural sovereignty, and human linguistic heritage. In a world where thousands of languages are being extinct due to globalization and assimilation, the Hadzabe language stands as a symbol of resilience and continuity. Their click-based names and spoken traditions represent an unbroken line to some of the earliest human communication systems. A living link to our origins. Some anthropologists believe that click languages like Hadzabe may be among the oldest spoken languages. Deep inside the wild, witness the Hadzabe bushman's ancient honey hunt and experience the thrills of survival. Nestled in the untouched wilderness of Tanzania, the Hadzabe bushmen stand as one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer tribes, continuing to live in a manner that has hardly changed for thousands of years. Their life in the wild is not just a way of survival, it's a testament to their profound connection with nature, their extraordinary skills, and their ability to live with what the land gives them. Today, we invite you to join us on an incredible journey into the wild heart of Africa to watch the Hadzabe bushmen in action as they embark on their ancient honey hunt. This is not just a quest for food, it's an essential part of their culture, tradition, and survival. Follow the hunters as they navigate the African bush, working with the land and the creatures that inhabit it to secure this sweet, life-sustaining treasure. Let's step into their world and experience it firsthand. The rich history of honey for the Hadzabe tribe. Honey is more than just a food to the Hadzabe, it is a symbol of survival, an essential resource in a world where food sources are unpredictable and the challenges of hunting and gathering are constant. Their relationship with honey is as ancient as the land they inhabit, and the skills required to harvest it have been passed down through generations of wisdom. Here's why honey is so deeply treasured in the Hadzabe lifestyle. A natural energy source, honey is rich in sugars and provides instant energy, making it a crucial food source for the tribe. Whether they're heading out on long hunting trips or enduring the African heat, honey fuels them through the day. A source of healing, beyond its nutritional value, honey has been used by the Hadzabe for its healing properties, from treating wounds to soothing sore throats and boosting immunity. A cultural experience, the hunt for honey isn't just about survival, it's a communal activity that brings the tribe together. Sharing the honey after the hunt strengthens the bonds within the community and connects them to the land and each other. The hunt begins, tracking the honey guide bird. The Hadzabe bushmen have a unique and extraordinary partnership with nature, one of the most remarkable being their bond with the honey guide bird. This bird is more than just a creature of the wild, it plays an integral role in the Hadzabe honey hunt. Here's how the process unfolds. Call and response. Early in the morning, the hunters begin their search for honey. The honey guide bird responds to their calls with a series of chirps and flights, guiding the hunters to the hidden beehives. Following the guide, once the bird leads them to the vicinity of a hive, the hunters move swiftly through the bush, with the bird flying ahead to reveal the exact location of the hive. Teamwork and patience. The Hadzabe display incredible patience and keen observation skills, watching carefully as the bird hovers above to signal the presence of honey. Deciduous tree scaling the heights, the daring climb to the hive. After the hive has been located, the real challenge begins, climbing the towering trees to reach the beehive. These hives are often 20 to 30 feet above the ground, and with no modern climbing tools, the Hadzabe use only their natural agility and skill to scale the heights. Here's what happens next. Climbing the trees, the hunters use vines, tree branches, and their bare hands to ascend the tree, showing remarkable balance and strength. This is no small feat, especially when considering the risk of bee stings and the height they must reach. Using smoke to protect themselves, to avoid the angry swarms of bees, the Hadzabe create smoke from burning grass and wood. The smoke calms the bees, allowing the hunters to harvest the honeycomb without too much interference from the hive's residents. Breaking open the hive, once they reach the hive, the real work begins. The hunters break open the hive, revealing the liquid gold inside, raw honey dripping from the honeycomb. The bees may still be protective, but the hunters work efficiently, knowing the sweet reward is close. Honeypot the sweet reward, a communal feast. Once the honey has been gathered, the Hadzabe tribe comes together to celebrate their victory. What happens next is a joyful, shared experience, where every member of the tribe participates in the enjoyment of this precious food. Fresh honeycomb, the tribe members chew on the fresh honeycomb, tasting the rich, thick sweetness. It's not just the honey they consume, it's the beeswax too, which provides additional nutrients and energy. Sharing with the community, as with many of the Hadzabe traditions, there's a deep sense of community in everything they do. After the honey is harvested, it is shared with the entire tribe, including the honey guide bird, which is given a piece of honeycomb as thanks for its guidance. Celebrating the hunt, this experience is a time for bonding, not just over the honey, but in the act of surviving together. The Hadzabe sit around the fire, laughing, talking, and enjoying the moment of success. It is an occasion where the spirit of togetherness is celebrated. Lessons from the Hadzabe tribe living in harmony with nature. The Hadzabe bushmen offer us valuable insights into how to live in harmony with the earth. In a world dominated by technology and consumption, they show us that survival doesn't have to mean taking from the earth. It can be about living with the earth, respecting its cycles, and working with nature to find sustenance. Sustainable practices. The Hadzabe only take what they need, never over-harvesting or exploiting the land. They work in balance with their environment to ensure that resources are preserved for future generations. Respect for wildlife. Through their relationship with the honey-guide bird and other creatures, the Hadzabe show how to respect and coexist with animals, rather than conquer or control them. Self-sufficiency. The tribe is completely self-reliant, and their ability to live off the land is a testament to the incredible resilience and adaptability of humankind. Join the journey. If you're fascinated by the deep bond between humans and the wild, the Hadzabe tribe's survival skills, and the art of hunting and gathering, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more adventures into the heart of Africa. With each video, you'll experience a world that is wild, untamed, and rich with ancient traditions. In the heart of Tanzania, far away from the noise of modern civilization,
setting out.
lies one of the last
At
remaining.
dawn, the Hadzabe men and boys rise early. The air is still cool, and the golden light spreads over the savanna and rocky hills of northern Tanzania. Men prepare their bows and arrows, carefully tipped with poison made from desert rose plants. The arrows are stored in quivers crafted from kudu hide. Each hunter also carries a small pouch with honey-collecting tools and a knife. Women and children head in a different direction. They carry digging sticks, woven baskets, and sometimes babies strapped to their backs. Their goal is to find tubers, berries, and baobab fruit. This division of labor ensures that the group returns with a variety of foods. Tracking and hunting. The hunters move silently, eyes scanning the ground for tracks. They read the fresh prints of antelope or warthog, noticing bent grass or disturbed soil. Their knowledge of the land allows them to identify not only the animal but how recently it passed by. When they find game, hunters spread out. The bows are drawn, and if the shot is good, the poisoned arrow does its work. Sometimes the prey runs a long distance before falling. The hunters follow patiently, reading signs until they find the animal. A successful kill is cause for celebration. The meat is roasted on open flames, shared equally, and eaten with laughter and stories. Gathering food. Meanwhile, women use their sharpened sticks to dig for underground roots and tubers. These starchy foods provide steady energy and water in the dry season. Children climb trees to shake down berries or to break open baobab pods, scooping out the tangy, vitamin-rich pulp. Honey is a special prize. The Hadza listen for the call of the honey-guide bird, which leads them to hidden hives. After a smoky fire is used to calm the bees, the sweet honeycomb is collected and eaten fresh. Both children and adults delight in its rich taste. Midday rest. As the sun rises high and the heat grows, the groups find shade under big acacia or baobab trees. The men may roast small birds or animals they've caught, while women share fruits and tubers. The food is not hoarded, everything is shared freely, with no one left hungry. Afternoon, more foraging. Later, the groups may continue searching. If meat is scarce, hunters may shoot guinea fowl, monkeys, or small antelope. Women may collect more wild greens, seeds, or nuts. Children are active participants, learning from an early age how to track, dig, and climb. Evening return. By sunset, the groups reunite. The day's finds, meat, roots, fruits, and honey, are placed in the center of camp. A fire is lit, arrows are repaired, and stories are told. The Hadza live day to day, without storing food, relying on their skill and the land's generosity. Key points of Hadza food finding. Men, hunting game, collecting honey. Women and children, digging tubers, gathering fruits, nuts, and seeds. Tools, bows and arrows, poison tips, digging sticks, baskets, knives. Food sources, antelope, warth. Long, slow memory of people who walked, built, cooked, gathered, and listened to the world before the world became so noisy. History, for a long time, was told from the top down. Kings, generals, conquerors. Maps redrawn. Empires made and unmade. Battles with dates. Treaties with clauses. Crowns and swords. But that's not the only way time passed. People are hungry now for something else. A history that lives lower to the ground. Closer to the soil. Not the story of who ruled, but how people lived. What they ate. Where they slept. How they raised children. How they waited out the rain. How they gathered roots when no fruit would grow. How they healed. How they carried grief, and how they passed joy along in stories around the fire. Let's begin where history is often quietest. With the indigenous peoples whose voices were left out of the official records. Not because they didn't have stories, but because they didn't write them down in books or carve them in stone for kings. They stored them in the rhythm of seasons. In the smell of wild honey. In the position of stars. In the ways you speak to elders, or don't speak at all. The Hadzabe of East Africa, for example, have lived much the same way for thousands of years. Their days begin when the birds begin, and they don't count time in hours. They hunt not with guns, but with bows made from the branches they cut, shaped, and strung by hand. They listen more than they talk. They eat together. They laugh, too, at things so small they wouldn't be noticed in a city. A missed arrow. A stubborn tree. A child limited of music. They have no
Wow! Wow!